Hello. Welcome to another episode of Life Unscripted. And like you all, in this series, I share with you how you can become a student for life beyond academic session in order that you achieve right. You want to be able to pay attention. You want to pay attention to this particular conversation because it's one of the critical stages in people's lives. You want to be able to pay attention to that. And sometimes people lack the courage to do so. And the part one of this series talks about how this thing can actually affect your confidence to work. So you don't want your confidence to be affected. And of course, we are building confident global champions. So that being said, let's get into it. Although, if it is your first time, hit the subscribe button in my YouTube channel and put on the notification bell so that when the next content drops, you can actually consume it. But if it's your first time on my Facebook, go ahead and hit on that follow button because that is one of the best decisions you're going to make in your life this year and beyond. And of course, I'm going to share with you why. So the second way you know an organization or a company that is going to bring you is understanding what is the incentive. Now, most of the times, people think that it's only network marketing that you have incentives and all of those things. No, every organization is meant to have incentive. Incentive, the purpose of incentive is a motivation factor. The purpose of incentive is motivation, right? Something that motivates the individual to work. So, incentive, I mean, that you should focus on is the question of what is going to be my benefit, adding this value to your particular organization or company. In exchange, what does that happen to me? It's not how much money in that incentive, because that's what people do not pay attention to now. Incentive is how much it can grow you in return of the value that you are bringing to the table. So the incentive you're focusing on is, are there training programs? Because people pay attention to wardrobe allowance, book allowance, this allowance as incentive. The major thing you should focus on, because your next opportunity will not ask you how much you are paid. Your next opportunity is going to ask you your experience. The list of the things they are going to ask you is how much you were paid in your last company. You want to be able to understand this. And so one of the things you need to pay attention to is there a training program? Are there training platforms where you can actually get trained to get better on the job? And then are there something like all expense paid trip where you can go out, meet other people, connect with countries, connect with states in your country, whatever it is, to have an experience and an exoteric knowledge in that particular space? Are there, this thing cannot be all packed in one, but you want to be able to know those incentives as a motivating factor to be able to grow while you work. Because the essence of the work that it will grow you in return. It's not just about the money. Yes, money is very important. Forget about all the things I'm saying. Money is very important because if you want to have access to important things, you need money to access them. But at the end of the day, you want to focus on the crux of the matter. You want to focus on the core essence of life, which is growth, right? So when money is no longer there, what can you do? Can you be able to reproduce the results when that physical resources or material things are not there? These are where you begin to pay attention to. At that season, you understand what I'm trying to share with you. So, what are the training programs? Do they take their clients? Do they, sorry, not their clients, do they take their staff or their team out on this? How much more do you go out for presentation, exploring new possibilities in the realm of working with them? What other things? Yeah, even if they have wardrobe allowances, okay. If they have cheap allowance, it's okay. If they have different allowances, that's okay. But you want to maximize those things, and you want to ask, what are the seasons for rest, right? What are their seasons for rest? Because we focus on results, not on time spent. So you want to be able to understand, because see, whenever you get tired, you need to rest. Because if you break down, there will be a replacement even in the next 24 hours. There will be a replacement of you. So you want to be able to find out, what are the, okay, leave allowances. Okay, someone who is pregnant, is there anything for the person? Someone who is this, it depends on the time that you are getting this opportunity to enable you to ask these questions. So look out for those training programs, because at the end of the day, your next opportunity lies on the capabilities you build on this incentive that motivates you to keep working for them. And if you are an employer, make sure you add incentives. We are all human beings. Everybody coming in contact with you or anything around you is indirectly or directly seeking for what is in them working with you. Because the greatest of the leaders focus on what they can do for their team members to actually get what they want. So if you want to get what you want, you need to help them get what they want. So aligning those things is going to help you know the best incentive, or the most effective, not the best, the most effective incentive on a particular role of people that you are looking for. What are their incentives? What are the compensation plan of these sets of persons beyond just their salary? You don't just want to pay them salary. And your attitude towards salary is going to be very, very different when these things are put in place. You will see that people are not going to work for you because, hey, you are giving them money, but they are working for you because there are other benefits that are tied to their role that compels them to sit down and bring results. So they have no other choice than to sit and get results for you, because these things are adding to them. And for the essence of you putting those things in place is that you can help them achieve what they want, so that they can help you achieve yours. So anytime you get into an opportunity as an employee or as a graduate getting into the field of work, you need to be able to ask the question of incentive. It's very important. If you can't ask the interviewer or the employer, you can ask the staff members, what are other incentives here? Can someone take permission and run out? Can someone, all those things, time, quality time, quality time. It helps you have peace, because the environment where you work is what encourages you to actually build more on your competence. Now, this particular question is going to tell more on your competence, which is also going to groom your confidence based on that communication I talked about in the first one. So all of them, they work hand in hand. And so it's also going to open you up to a new world of connection, because if there are training programs that takes you outside the country, that takes you with different states in the country or different cities in a city, it's something that helps you to have a versatile overview beyond your seat in the company to other seats across your role, right? You want to be able to see those incentives. So ask them the question of incentives on the part where you guys are talking about remuneration. Talk about it. If they didn't talk about it, ask about it. So we really need to train ourselves in order to bring more results. Because if you want to improve your outcome, you don't put more effort, you learn better. And so because of that, there should be a learning platform that enables people who are working with you to actually go and thrive, because your first customers is your staff before the next customers or the clients that signs up or pay you money, because they are the ones that compel other people to pay money. So you are going to help establish a better relationship with them when these incentives are actually put in place. And not just keep quiet, because if those things are not in place, you will not find yourself in a good environment to perform at your best. And instead of growing your competence, you are just whiling away time. You don't want to while away time just using the past skill or knowledge that you came in with. That's why when you go to school in the school of life, you don't just pass through school, you also let school pass through you. So what is the result of you working there? What impact does that particular environment have on you? Is it positive? Is it negative? All these things are the systems that are put in place to enable you answer those questions. And so it is better that when you are starting, you begin with the end in mind to be able to take the courage to be able to ask this question, because it's going to help and foster the relationship you have within the period of your service right there. And so this Valentine's season, people think it's a time for romance. People think it's a time for married people to have sex. These people think that it is the time for the singles that are trying to get married to get hooked and different things. Those things are not what Valentine is all about. Love is being expressed from the dimension of love, perspective of God's love, because he said you should love him with everything, so that you can learn how to love from him, and so you can love your neighbor because you love yourself, because you have learned to love from him. So your connection with him helps him to know how to love yourself, so that you can be able to share to your neighbor that which you have become. And so one of the things that you need to understand in this season is that it is time for you to review your relationship and the quality of them in your life. Review them. Are there when people come in contact with you? When people come in contact with you, right? How do they feel? What do you leave in their hearts? Are they excited, or are they demoted? Do they die, or do they come alive? Those things are very, very important. And that is why I brought out a premium resource that you're going to have access for free this particular weekend. All right. Of course, there is a link for you to gain the access. You either hit the link in the description of my channel, or you type in the comment section, my love gift, or you click the link on my bio if you're watching on Facebook, so that we can be able to establish that relationship and help you harness the gift of men in your life, so that you can actually express love in different dimensions based on the relationship that you have. Because whatever you do not manage will be taken away from you. It doesn't multiply, it only diminishes. So you need to be able to understand this, and understanding that you getting into contact with this resource is going to help you better your relationship and express love from the right dimension and perspective, to also help you understand that love is not only celebrated on Valentine's Day, that love is always expressed on a daily basis. All right. So knowing how to do that is what is going to compel you to type my love gift in the comment section, or you click those links that I told you about: Facebook, YouTube, and don't forget to subscribe for more, because we are bringing the third dimension of these particular ways. Remember, going into the workplace is to grow you, and by level of you going there and asking this question will show you how to discern the ones that will ruin you and actually the ones that will grow you. Of course, I still remain your friend and your go-to-get edupreneur, founder of the Confident Global Champions Network, Mrs. 𝗟𝗏𝗪𝗏. And until I see you again in the next episode of Life Unscripted, remember that it is time to take the discipline to pick up a pen and a paper to write or rewrite your script. Till then, bye for now.